Hey everybody, welcome back. It's patch 724, and this time I'm going to be playing some Xin Zhao using a build we've used before, but not with the new runes. We're actually going to be using Electrocute. Pressy attack is the most common on Xin Zhao, but considering that got nerfed this patch, and I personally have had more success with Electrocute, I decided to use Electrocute for this guide. But the items are going to be similar to what we used before. We're going to be rushing the Warrior for the early power spike, get a lot of AD, get some burst damage with our Electrocute, and try to get some easy picks in the early game. So not too complicated of a build, it doesn't really take too much explanation, so let's just jump right into the first gameplay. I'm going to show you two different gameplays. So let's start with the shorter of the two first. So the best ability to start level 1 is E for the attack speed. And then you have two options. If you want to farm until level 3, you would take W level 2 and go to Wolves and then Blue. But if you want to go for an aggressive level 2 gank, you can take Q level 2. You can try for a kill in either mid or bot lane. And let's just wait for this wave of minions to walk past before stepping into vision to give us a little bit more time before he sees us. And we're just going to start with a slow with our E, and then if he flashes, then we'll follow it up with our flash and knock him up. So when we have two gap closes like that, there's really not much the enemy can do to get away. Let's just grab the scuttle and then try for another kill up in top lane. Perfect timing, he runs straight towards the bush right when we get there. So that's going to be kill number 2. Now let's go grab our blue buff and do a little bit of farming. So the ability order, when you're trying to 1v1 or gank, you start with the E if you can't get close without it, and then you use Q. Then after you knock somebody up with Q, it's basically a guaranteed W hit. And if you're maxing W, it's very important to hit that. You don't want to miss it, so usually you want to try to get your knock up and then instantly follow that up with W so you don't miss. We're actually going to be maxing W, unlike in my previous video where I recommended maxing Q before W. I would definitely recommend W, because if you can't get any kills, you can always use the W to quickly farm the jungle. Leave control ward in Tribush, leave another ward in Dragon Pit. Let's just take a walk into the enemy jungle and steal some camps, because we're pretty safe being so far ahead already with 3 kills. I saw Zyra headed up here from Scuttle area, so let's just camp in this bush. See, my mistake here was using E too early. She might have walked into auto attack range before I used E, and then I would have been able to save my E until after she flashed, but I guess I got a little bit impatient that time. But we got her flash, ping that on the scoreboard so bot lane knows. And then let's try mid lane. And there goes LeBlanc, lands a snare, so we're gonna jump on top of him, and LeBlanc's gonna finish him off. So I need a couple hundred more gold, and then I can finish my Warrior power spike, which I want to get as soon as possible. So let's just do a little bit of farming, grab Scuttle, Gromp, and Wolves, and that's gonna be enough to grab Warrior. Let's grab that immediately, and once again, one more control word. And now that we got our Warrior finished, it would be very easy to solo this dragon, but right now let's head over to mid lane because that's a big wave of minions. Chase the enemy jungler away. Let's just grab all this farm. Enemy jungler runs up towards top lane. He doesn't realize that we have vision of him, so let's just sneak in over here. Knock him back into the wall, try to get him stunned here as much as possible, but he's a little bit too fast. But he is kind of trapped over here because they're pushed past our tower. So we are going to get that Hecarim, and I'm going to flash one more hit on Singed, and that's going to be another kill. So we're pretty low mana now, but this blue buff is up, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. Use this plant rift. It's about to spawn in 1 minute. Another plant over here, and there's the enemy red buff with the enemy jungler nowhere in sight. Let's leave a couple wards in the enemy jungle. Put a control ward near red and another ward in Raptor Bush. And then Rift Herald's about to spawn, so let's run over there, jump right over the wall, and quickly grab this Rift Herald. But our top laner's getting chased, so we got slightly delayed. Decided to jump on the Cinch, get ourselves another kill. And then let's just go finish what we started with Rift Herald. There's the enemy jungler, just walked over my ward. That's the main reason you want to put wards in the enemy jungle, right there. So now we know, but we see him going over to Krugs. We just sneak up on him, ult him. He uses ult to escape, but we're just going to take the rest of his Krugs. And since our top lane went down to help bot lane, let's just grab a bunch of farm from top lane while we can. 2,000 gold. Mountain Drake's also up, so let's just recall, pick up a couple components of Trinity Force, and head over to Dragon. So that's going to be enough for Stinger and Xin. And one more Control Word. So let's just grab this red buff. Hecarim's over at Dragon. Let's run over there. There he is. Start with E, Q, when we hit the knockup, then W. And then our E is up again, and he's dead. Looks like another kill on mid. Let's just go ahead and activate this Rift Herald. Try to push down this tower. Enemy top lane, the Xin shows up. Knock him into LeBlanc. Jump to him, slow him, and knock him up. LeBlanc lands chains, flash out of tower range, and get another kill for our mid laner. So since I was pretty low health, I just went back to farm the jungle, let my LeBlanc finish off that tower. And I healed up a little bit from farming. Now I ran down towards bot lane to try to get another kill or two. Jumped on the squishy, low health Zyra, bursted down. Another low health champion right there. And easy double kill, which means uncontested dragon because the jungler is dead. So let's just grab this. Mid laner shows up. We're just going to jump on top of him. And we get one more kill. There's a fight down here. Ult the Hecarim back into the corner. Jump on top of him. Q and then W. And guys, that's going to be game number 1 complete. So let's move on to game number 2. So this game started out with a pretty sloppy invade. We did get the enemy ADC. We ended up getting 1 for 1. Although I didn't really get a leash. I got 1 auto attack from Nautilus. Thank you, Nautilus. And again, let's level up our Q and go straight for a kill in mid lane. The enemy mid laner actually already used Flash during the level 1 fight. Start with E, then Q, and that's going to be an easy kill. I don't really expect to get top lane right now because he's not very pushed, so I just went back to my wolves. And then I was going to go to blue buff, but the enemy jungler stole it. Not cool, man. So let's just try to get this gangplank, even though he's not very pushed. I don't have my W yet. So he flashes, I followed up with flash, knock him up, level up W, and hit him with my W. But he got me. Still worth it. So let's grab basic boots and skirmishers and a ward. My mid laner dies while I'm at base, so let's run down to mid lane, grab all this farm before he gets back. Max and W for that AoE, clear speed. And our next target is bot lane, so let's try to get these guys. And Blitzcrank lands a hook. Let's just jump on the ADC, the squishier one, try to get that one out. And we're not going to be able to kill this Blitz with all these minions here, so that's when we're going to walk away. Enemy Warwick actually grabs Dragon meanwhile, but he comes down here, he doesn't realize Nautilus is here, and he just face checks the bush, and we get him. Try again for mid lane. She's able to knock me back this time though. Go back to farming. Need 100 more gold for Warrior. It's going to be difficult getting this Syndra right now. Not pushed very much. See the enemy jungler going up the top lane. Try to get him trapped. Oh, unlucky. Let's just grab this ward and not do anything crazy. We don't want to dive. We do have enough to get our warrior power spike, so let's just go and do that. Before getting into any more really big fights, it's best to just grab that power spike. And that's going to be our level 6. Who's next in my sights? It looks like mid lane. In order to get the Electrocute as soon as possible, the best way to do it is start with E, then auto attack reset so you get 2 autos quickly with a Q, just like that. There's the enemy red buff. Gotta go for this for sure. Sorry to my top laner that died, but sometimes you just gotta grab the red buff. He's really low health, and we're gonna easily be able to finish this guy off. And there we go. Enemy jungler shows up. I'm gonna start with the ult, then smite him, E, and I didn't know I was gonna run out of mana there. We barely made it out of that ult, and he's gonna chase me into tower. So I just turn around, attack him once with Q, and we get him. Let's go back to base, pick up our Xin. Let's sell our refillable potion to make room for 2 attack speed daggers. Rift Herald just spawned. Let's drop a control ward in there. So I was just running over here to try to get this gangplank, and then the Warwick's here. So start with E, Q. We get that kill. Here comes Syndra. Let's just E on top of Syndra. Activate Q. And then W. And that was exactly what we needed. So after we grab this tower, you know what we're going to do next. Straight to Rift Herald. And I'll give this one to my top laner. Our mid lane roams down towards bot lane, so let's just rotate to mid, cover his lane while he's gone, grab all this XP. And let's just go for Dragon. I don't have a control ward or sweeper, but let's just go for it. I doubt the enemies would contest when they're this far behind. If the enemies contest, we could surely fight them and win. I'm thinking my teammates are fine. Just gonna finish this Dragon. No sign of the enemy jungler. Perfect ult by Lux. Gets a double kill. And for us, that's gonna be enough money to grab Trinity Force. And let's grab our Oracle Alteration also. And this game, since I'm extra fed, I'm gonna go for some extra damage. And I decided on Blade of the Rune King. So it's gonna be pretty squishy with these expensive squishy items, but I wanted to just go for it and see the potential of it. This top tower is pretty low health up here, so we were trying to push this one. Lux lands a nice flash snare on that Syndra, but Syndra zonias the damage. Gragas is coming in. Gragas ults her back towards us. That puts her just close enough for me to flash E on top of her and finish her off. This tower down. Let's keep pushing. Get another tower. Enemy red buff. We were gonna flank the Warwick in mid lane, but he got away. Too fast. And my top laner hands me over this blue buff. I will gladly take this blue buff. So I was waiting right here to see if somebody would walk past wolves. So right when they would come around the corner, I would burst them down. Tried to get this guy. Don't want to tower dive these 4 guys. But we get a snare on Blitzcrank, and that's going to be a kill on him. So I'm alone now, so I got to be careful. I was going for this ward, but then the Warwick jumped on top of me. He was able to fear me backwards towards his team, but I was able to ult, give me just enough time to get to the blast cone and jump over the wall. Now they're headed towards bot lane, but they're not going to be able to do much. Gragas finishes off that tower. That would be a good time to shop. Blitzcrank had to ruin it. He's going to pay for that. Guess not. And now, since Dragon's about to spawn, let's just grab that before going back to base, because I don't want to recall. I don't want to risk leaving it there and have the enemies take it. We will just be able to heal up from attacking Dragon. Not a problem. Blade of the Rune King complete. Let's just grab this buff, but the enemies are grouping 5 people in mid lane, so let's run over there, try to help. Lux gets pulled. I should not have gone in, but I just tried to burst down the Gangplank. Get Gangplank's flash. He barely survives, but this time, that Warwick's gonna get me. It worked out good for the team though. We ended up getting another tower in mid lane, but I am pretty squishy, so that is the downside to building 3 damage items. That's pretty much the limit. I would never go more than 3 damage items. So right now the enemies are still grouped up in mid lane, so I'm pushing bot real hard, trying to get this inhib. Got 2 enemies dead. Not really feeling like going for that inhib while these people are here, so instead let's just try to burst down the Syndra, engage with the flash ult to get the hard CC immediately so he can't use any spells, and then he's dead before he knows what happened. Enemy blue buff is about to spawn, and this bot lane inhib is exposed, but I just had to go for this kill on Warwick. Now this fight really surprised me. I mean, I'm 3 levels above this guy. I guess the way I built and the way he built, he just perfectly countered me, because my burst damage wasn't enough to finish this guy off, and he was able to heal up, and he has better DPS than me. So in a longer fight, he's gonna win. So with this build, you're best off just trying to get the squishies that you can kill in one combo with your Electrocute. But now we're gonna be a little bit tankier because I bought Merc Treads and Warden's Mail, so we got some MR, we got some armor, and some tenacity. I got my eye on that exposed inhibitor. My teammates are engaging on them. Jump on the most fed enemy, the ADC. Put the other ones back into my teammates, and worked out great. So let's get this inhib. Gangplank gets a little bit too close. I'm just going to jump on top of this guy and burst him down. That's an ace. It's going to be inhib number 1. Let's push mid lane. It's going to be inhib number 2. and we get all 3 inhibs. And here I got a little bit greedy. I was trying to go for a play. I attacked twice with Q on turret, so I got my knockup primed and ready. Tried to jump on top of somebody for the instant knockup, but I got knocked into fountain, so that was unlucky, or well played, I guess. So then I just grabbed Giant's Belt, and enemies tried to do Baron, but they got interrupted by our Thresh. My teammates are dead right now, but I'm just gonna jump on this Warwick. I almost thought I was gonna lose that, but we got him. So activate Oracle, make sure Baron's not warded, ping assistance, and start attacking Baron. And as you can tell, that is pretty much the end of this game, guys. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. In the next 1 or 2 days, I will be uploading some more Udyr Lethality gameplay. Then after that, I'm going to be making a new build on Udyr using Lethal Tempo and Phoenix Stance. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys again in a day or 2.